Hello and welcome. Once again, I'm waiting to make sure that I am live. I just have to wait for YouTube to catch up. Yes, I'm live. Okay, welcome. As always, the 5 minute pre-show chat. Welcome back. If you are an early bird, welcome. If not, that's okay. You can watch this in the VOD. Yeah. Just gonna say, hopefully you can't hear the fan in the background because it's a scorcher today. I have the windows closed, but it's already warm in here. It was warm yesterday, so yeah, I have the background going to keep me cool. A fan going in the background to keep me cool. Yeah. I've got a glass of water to keep me hydrated. And I've got a new desk set up. Well, a new camera setup. So hopefully you'll see that when we get going. And yeah. Anybody who's interested, I did this last weekend go to Geek Fest West in Linwood, Washington, USA. It was a very small convention. Apparently, this is its third year, and it was the largest it's been, but it was quite small. I had signed up with a local organization, the Alexandria RPG Library. They bring a large collection of RPG books to local conventions here in the Pacific Northwest, as well as a few PAX conventions out east, the Unplugged and PAX East, I believe, because PAX generously sponsors to ship all the books cross country. Um, I think the library has over 300 RPG titles. It's a large collection. I saw quite a few there at this convention, and they said that's not even all of them. But I volunteered with them. Signed up to run a D&D 5e adventure in 2 time slots. The first one being Friday at 4 p.m. Nobody showed up. So I sat around and prepared myself, got an idea for my new campaign that I'm DMing here on Discord. Well, not here, but on Discord. I have a group that I just started GMing for, and we are running the Horde of the Dragon Queen. Running it in 5.5, although it is a 5th edition adventure. It's fine. It's the first half of the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. Um, and then hello, Molded, welcome. So, as I was saying, Friday, nobody showed up for my game. On Saturday, I had a later game at 6:30, and that was a full table. I actually had somebody they hand out tickets so that people, for free, the tickets are free, so that people can pick their tables and their games. And I actually had to turn somebody away because they had a waitlist ticket because the one shot I was doing was set for 5 characters, and I ended up with 6 people at the table, which was great. 2 of them were brand new and had never played Dungeons and Dragons before, so I had to work with some of my other players to help teach them how to play. Otherwise, it was fun. It was a really small convention. There was a very small selection of vendors that were selling artwork, a lot of secondhand gaming vendors and toy vendors, but like used vintage toy collectors. It was kind of like, going to somebody's garage sale and they were selling all their old He-Man figures. Um, let's go ahead and jump into the stream and I will show you, as I was saying, I have a new desk set up. Voila, it's a new camera setup. It's a little straighter instead of crooked, but it probably looks pretty much the same to you. It's just a little bit different for me. I have the keyboard completely out of the way. I can move the mouse out of the way if needed. Yeah, there was a lot of Pokemon cards. A lot of Pokemon cards. And the venue they had it in was so small that they had to actually put vendors outside in the parking lot, and it was a nice and sunny day, which was fine. It was just a little bit too sunny. I didn't really find much to buy. I bought, let's see, I have one thing here. This little guy here, this is a little pocket keychain lens. It's a little key fob thing, and then inside here is a lens cleaning cloth, because I do wear glasses. You felt a bit dizzy. What? What's going on? Why are you dizzy? So that is that guy, cute little cat in that one. I have one from this company a few years ago that has a dragon, no, a dice hoarder dragon on it. Anyway, I bought this, and then I bought some map tiles for tabletops. Just the angle of the camera. You feel a bit dizzy because of the angle of the camera? Does it feel funny because of the angle? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if hopefully this angle works better and doesn't make you feel bad. Okay, it's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, it does look a little like wide angle. I could zoom it in some. But yeah. So I used to have my monitor over here, and then I'd have to bring my camera and put it on a tripod here. Now the monitor is here and the camera is on top of it. So anyway, welcome. Welcome back. All right, let's get into it. I'm hoping this is going to be the last one. So the dice tray is over here. I got a new set of dice. These are black with green numbers on them. I got them on a deal from Dice Envy. They had a $2 sets. I got this one and then a white one with black letters. Journal, book. We have 2 jokers in play. I have my yes no oracle. I have my deck of cards that I had set up from last time. I also have a giant foam d20 in case I want to stress out or just roll a really giant d20. But let's get into the game because time is wasting. Oh, also I picked up this lovely sticker at the convention. Let's see if I can bring it in camera without hitting. There we go. It's a nice big corvid on top of a skull holding an arrow. It's got some gold. It's like the skull and the arrow are gold gilded. I thought that was a nice addition to the journal because we keep fighting necromancers. And that's what we're getting ready to do. So, in the last session, we had finally found the coin of endless riches, and we had thrown it into the ocean. We found the shipwreck of our pirate friend and performed a ritual to put him to rest. Raven bling, indeed. And then we headed for the city. We went to the harbor town. Bring up the map for you. We went to Harbor Town and we started looking for the tavern that this tavern owner who has the lyre comb that we need to get from him and return to the mayor, but we also need it to defeat a necromancer who is going to sacrifice a fellow raven on the next full moon, which is 10 days away. We called for help from birds. Birds didn't really know anything about taverns because we're birds. But then we met a dwarven merchant who was able to give us directions to the tavern. It's called the Short Stop. It caters to people of shorter races, dwarves, halflings, gnomes, goblins, so forth. We were able to find the tavern given his directions. It was at the end of a dark alley. And we cased the joint. We flew around, found out, okay, this is a 2-story building. He has an office in the back. The window was open, so we snuck in there. We found he has a bed there. He's been sleeping in the office. Whether it's a permanent or not, we don't know. It doesn't look permanent, but you know what? Who are we to judge? We're a bird after all. So we searched the office and could not find the comb. Put us on the map there. And yeah, so now we are just hiding in the rafters in the corner somewhere. We're hiding somewhere in the office, waiting for him to retire for the night. And last thing I rolled was that we had a 3-hour wait. So we are now waiting for Joffrey, the tavern owner, to return in for the night. So, I don't know if we need to determine where we're hiding, but we're hiding. So what are we going to do first? Oh, also, I think I mentioned this already. We have 2 jokers that we drew last game that are available to be used for automatic successes or healing. I got my pencil, I got my pen. So, don't think we're going to need the book at the moment, but let's see. What should we do? So we're waiting here for 3 hours. And we're waiting for Joffrey to come turn in for the night. So, where are we waiting? Are there rafters? Maybe we're waiting under the bed? Yeah, let's wait under the bed. Because why not? We're waiting under the bed. And then I guess, you know, time flies. We do our waiting and he comes in. Does he go straight to bed? Let's ask the Oracle. Does he go straight to bed? That would be a 4. No. But he doesn't stay up very late. Maybe, you know, he like gets undressed, washes up, maybe has a snack, something to eat. Here listening, but cook before it gets too late. Okay. So yeah, he's clean, he's washing up, maybe he's having a little bit of late night dinner, cause you know, tavern owner. And then finally he does go to sleep, and when he goes to sleep, so I'm guessing he probably is carrying this comb. It's like a hair comb and the ornamental type, and he's probably got it in his pocket. So do we see where he sets it down? 6. No. A negative. No, we don't see where he sets it down. I think we but okay. Okay. So we don't see where he sets it down because we're under the bed. We're hiding. We can't really see a whole lot. We can see his feet. But he settles in and eventually goes to sleep. So what if we have, we don't have stealth, but we have evade. And we have search. All right, let's draw an evade to see if we can, you know, make our way around being stealthy. We're going to use evade as sort of a stealth. So our difficulty for that is going to be a 10. We do not evade with authority anymore, but we have a +2. So, ooh, we got a 7. Okay. Okay, so we do make a little bit of noise. We're not stealthy. Okay, so does our noise wake Joffrey up? 2. Yes! Okay. So we make noise and wake Joffrey. Oh no. Okay, what do we do? Okay, so we make noise and we wake him. Let's try and let's do a quick search, see if we can find the comb before he's like fully awake and, you know, comes to attack us. So that's gonna be a 6, and our search, it's a +2, so we need a 4 or better. We've got, okay, so we were able to find it. We duck out. It's on the table. We make a noise. Maybe picking up the comb, we like accidentally knock it on the floor. He wakes up, and what are we gonna do to, what are we gonna do? We're, okay, we found the comb. We dropped it. Oh no. Okay, we dropped the comb. And he's waking up, he's getting up. We're gonna try and scare him to put him off guard so he doesn't come after us right away, so that we scare him. We're gonna grab the comb and we're gonna fly out the window. So first we're gonna scare. So we have a +3 to scare, and we can do that with authority. So our difficult, ooh, is a queen. Okay, we can do this. You know what? We're gonna automatically succeed. We're gonna use our joker, and we're gonna succeed. We scare him, and he's like, he doesn't, because he's like, you know, you're waking up, and he's just gone to sleep, and he's waking up, and he's groggy, and he's like, what was that noise? And then we're like, and rush at him and give him a flyby. And he's like, what the blah, 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 and he falls back in bed. And then let's do a fly check, which is a +3, difficulty of 7. Okay. I'll get a 3. So we ran into the wall. Oof, we're gonna take 1 point of damage. That's okay. But then we swoop around. I'm gonna use my other joker because I really need to. I need to succeed. We're gonna use the other joker to succeed. We recover after flying into the wall, scaring him, and then we're gonna swoop down, grab the comb, and fly out the window, and we're off. Yeah, we fly into the wall. And then we're off. All right, so now we're out in the city. We've got the comb. Whew, that was close. We almost didn't make it. So let's go find a place to hunker down. We're going to do a navigate. And our difficulty is going to be a 10 to find some place to stay for the night. A 4. +2 is 6. We had a 10. Okay. What does the lyre comb? The lyre comb, okay, makes this more attractive. We've got the lyre comb. All right, it takes us quite a while to find a place to stay. Maybe we could take a couple wrong turns. Let's do an encounter in flight, just because that sounds like a good idea while we're trying to find a place to spend the night. No, I don't want to do that. As you see crows performing a funeral and land to help them. No, we're gonna keep going. All right. Another bird joins you. Okay. Um, and so we're flying around trying to find a place, and then we run into this other bird. And what bird have we not met? I don't think we've met any magpies. So or rooks. We haven't actually, I don't think we've actually run into an actual crow. So we're gonna run into a crow. And this crow, their name is Hetty. Hetty the crow, because why not? And Hetty's like, "Hey, you look like you're lost. Do you need some help?" And we're like, "Yeah, I had a hard day. I need a place to stay. I'm new in the city. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going." Hetty's like, "Oh, follow me. I know just the place to go." And they're gonna lead us, and they're gonna take us to like a bell tower, and we're gonna hang out in the bell tower and spend the night there. And Hetty's really friendly. Hetty was like, "Me casa, sur casa," I mean, whatever that saying is. This is where I stay, and you can stay here too. It's a safe place. And like, yeah, thanks. We need that. Whew. It's 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 a rough night. Whew. Um, did I give myself an injury? Because I was gonna give myself an injury while I was flying around looking for. I didn't, so we have two injuries because while we were escaping and flying around trying to, we like crash into things, we're lost. It's late at night. We're confused. We were in a rush. We were in a panic. We ran through a tree. So yeah, we this is where we are. All right. So my question is Hetty really truly our friend? Um, let's ask the Oracle. Yes. And this is really a safe place. Yay! Okay, cool. Safe place. For the night. Alright. We have a new friend named Hetty the Crow. This is a safe place. Okay. So we spend the night, and while I'm spending the night, I'm going to go ahead and heal up. Because in the way I play the game, while I'm at night and I'm resting, I can go ahead and heal my injuries. Alright, so getting the lyre comb from the tavern keeper completes one of our objectives. So that's 2 objectives out of 6 done. And actually, I had said we were just going to do the 4, so that means that those 2 are done. Alright, so we have 2 objectives left. We need to find and defeat the necromancer. And then we need to return the comb to the rightful owner, the mayor of Harbortown. So we have the lyre comb, and we have our dragon's tooth that we can use this for a claw attack. So we spend the night, we heal up. Does Hetty bring us breakfast? Yes? Awesome. Yeah, they swoop down to the nearby market and bring breakfast. And we wake up in the morning and we're like, "What? Hetty's not. Where's Hetty?" And Hetty flies in. Hey, I swooped down to the market and got us some breakfast. I hope you like sausage. Eh. And they drop a couple sausage links and we have breakfast. Oh, thanks, Hetty. You're really nice. Oh, thank you. I've been living here a long time and it's nice to have a friend. So we have Hetty, our friend. So I kind of want to ask Hetty if they know anything about necromancers' activity in the city. So does Hetty know anything about a necromancer? That's a 4. No. But oh, I forgot to turn the autofocus off. Hold on. Let me do that really quick. That way you guys don't get fuzzy screens while I'm doing stuff. Autofocus off. Okay. That should be fine. Now it shouldn't go in and out of focus as I'm rolling dice and stuff. Alright, so Hetty knows somebody who knows about the necromantic activity. So who does Hetty know? Um I think it's one of Hetty's siblings. I think Hetty has a sibling. Named Morrow. And Morrow happens to be the familiar. Let's ask the Oracle. Is Morrow the familiar for a necromancer? Yes. The Oracle says so. All right. So yes, Morrow is the familiar for a necromancer. Maybe not ours. So Hetty's like, no, I don't know anything about necromancers, but you should ask my brother, Morrow. Morrow, he's a friend of a necromancer, someone who plays with the dead bodies and things. You know, maybe we should go see Morrow. Like, okay, oh, okay, sure, yeah, let's go see Morrow. So we're going to take off with Hetty leading the way, and we're going to go see Morrow, and along the way, none of these are very fitting, so why do I keep going for events in flight when none of them I think are very fitting, so I should make up my own. It says we meet an elder of our species who asks us to undertake an objective. We're not taking any more tasks, any more quests, because we want to move on. So we go to see Morrow. So we're in Harbor Town. I don't have a map for Harbor Town. I probably should have made one eventually. So we're in Harbor Town, and Hetty is leading us to their brother, Morrow. And let's see. Oh, that's an objective on land. Not an objective in flight. Oh, create your own. Okay. Um. Yeah, I can't think of anything, so. Okay, so let's see what's going on. We're gonna go see Moro. Um, so let me. So we spent the night in the bell tower, and then we're gonna go see Moro. Maybe Moro, the necromancer, is like on the south side of the city by a cemetery, because that makes sense. Um, so yeah, we go and we find, I can't think of anything that happened along the way. Um, we had a breakfast, sausages, yummy. Uh, and then we're gonna go see Moro, and I'm running out of page, so I'll have to turn the page. All right, so we go to see Moro. And Hetty points out some of the things along the way. See that over there? That is the marketplace that I got our sausages from. And over there, that's the park where the pigeons hang out. And over there, that's the mayor's house. And he's nice. He likes to throw crumbs out for the birds. I think it's a little, a little bit uh a little condescending. Um, the crumbs and the pigeons seem to like it, but us corvids, we'd rather have something more. So we learn where the mayor's house is. And Hetty is a real good tour guide. This crow's been around a while and has seen the city. The city is their home. They know it like the back of their wing. Um, so we learn where the mayor's house is, which we make a note of because we need to see the mayor to return the comb. All right, and then we get to a decrepit looking building on the south side of town. And oh, this is where Moro's Homer. This is where Moro's friend lives. It's not a palace or anything, but they seem to like it quite nice. It's close to the cemetery. So we come and like land on the roof, and there's like a gable window, and for like the second floor, and Hetty goes and taps on the window. I'm just gonna knock and see if Moro is home. So is Moro at home? 3, yes, but so is their necromancer friend. Um, So, okay. So Moro is home, and so is the necromancer. The question is this necromancer the one we need to find? I mean, because it might not be the one we need. So let's see. Is this the necromancer we need to defeat? 2. Yes! Oh, the dice don't lie! So Hetty knocks on the window, and we hear some rustling inside. There's 9 days now until the full moon. And as we peer inside, uh, we see the necromancer bustling around and doing, things. And then in a cage in the corner, we see a poor raven whose held in a cage. It's like, oh. And Hetty's like, oh, that doesn't look good. Because we told them about why we were looking for a necromancer, and they're like, oh no, I think this might be the place. So we circle the building, and then we find Morrow. Morrow is out back in the garden. Because that's where I want Morrow to be. So Morrow is in the garden out back. And Morrow and Hetty, as a reminder, are crows, and I'm a raven. So, I mean, there's, some similarities. We're not exactly alike. We're not cousins. We're distant, really, We're birds. We're all birds here. We're all corvids. So we land, and Morrow is in the garden, getting, tending to the plants, eating the bugs and such. And Hetty lands in, Morrow, we gotta talk to you. There's some nefarious things going down up there. And Morrow's like, I know. Morrow's very sad. Kind of think, like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. He's got a raven. And he's gonna sacrifice him. He thinks it's gonna make him, I don't know, a were-raven or something. He sacrifices the bird on the full moon. It'll let him turn into one. And I'm like, but we can't let that happen. We gotta save the raven. Oh, there's nothing I can do. I'm just me. And Hetty's like, but you're not just you. You've got us. We're here. Just I forgot my own raven's name. Ah. Giselle here is here to save the poor thing, and now we need to do it. Is his tail pinned on? Maybe. He is a familiar for a necromancer. Maybe Morrow died at one point and has been brought back to life. Maybe his tail is pinned on. And Morrow perks up now that Hetty points out that I'm here and Hetty's here and we're gonna work together to do this. Morrow's like, oh, whoa, now that you're here, I guess it's not so bad after all. I don't know what we're gonna do. So we sit on the fence, because I imagine the garden has a nice little picket fence. It's a little, run down, but, Amaro also shares some bugs with us, maybe some caterpillars, grasshoppers. So we're gonna figure out a plan. And, does Morrow know when the necromancer's gonna leave the house next? Yes. Yes. And yes. Yes, and. All right. So, yes, he goes out every afternoon. He goes to the market to pick up his fresh bread and some meat to make his dinner. He always leaves every day at the same time. Like clockwork. So let's give the necromancer a name. He leaves to go to market at the same time every day. And I imagine this necromancer, he's an old geezer. I mean, is he a bad guy? Fancy or comedic? That's up to you. Um, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's just old. And maybe he's getting a little senile. Um, because he's captured this raven and he wants to become a were-raven. So, maybe, but he's still on the ball enough that he goes to the market every day to get his groceries because they don't have refrigerators back then. Okay, we're gonna go with Calvin. I'm gonna leave off the rest of it. Calvin, um, Calvin, Calvin, he's a gnome. Uh, Calvin Sticky Fingers. In his youth, he was let me know if there's any problems because I'm getting it. Oh, yes, warning that there's probably delays or something. So in his youth, he was probably a thief. So yeah, or he comes from a family of thieves. So he's little old Calvin Sticky Fingers. I just puttering around. I want to be a were-raven. Because were-ravens will live forever. That's Calvin. And he's like, okay, Morrow, Morrow, where are you? And then we fly off and hide in a tree nearby. And Calvin comes puttering out into the garden. Morrow, where are you? Oh, there you are, Morrow. You silly bird. What are you doing out here? Oh, you're tending the garden. Yes, 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 okay. All right, where? The preparations for the ceremony are almost complete. We still have, what, 1, 2, 3, 9 more days, I think, into the full moon. So we should be good. I'm going to take a nap. You be good. Don't get into any trouble. And Calvin goes puttering in and taking a nap. Because why I picked that voice for an old gnome, I don't ever know. I'm gonna be a horse before this is over. I just dribbled water on my lap. Alright. Yes, he is a senile old gnome. So while okay, so I just established that Calvin is going to take a nap. Okay, okay. So what is keeping us from sneaking into the house? And I'm asking Morrow, why don't we just make my villains less than evil? I mean, everybody has a chance at redemption. Mostly. Um, I like to think they do. So I'm like, Morrow, why don't we go in there now while he's taking a nap and get the bird out? And I need a name for this raven that's in the cage. So if you want to come up with a name for the raven, because I don't think we have one. Let me see. We were hungry. We got raspberries. We found a message in the dirt. Yeah, no. Lucky? The raven's name is Lucky. All right. We don't know that yet, but that's okay. The raven is Lucky. All right. So we're like, why don't we just go in there and sneak and let the raven out now? And he's like, oh no, Calvin, he has a thing. He has a, what do they call it? He sleepwalks. He's a light sleeper too. Like if I have to stay out here where he's taking a nap, because if I go in while he's sleeping, then it'll wake him up and then he'll be cranky, and he gets weird when he's cranky. He like, tries to shoot the blasts and the fireballs, and with the number of times we've had to have people repair the house, it's not worth it. It's best to stay out of his way until he leaves the house. Like, okay, cool. So how long does Calvin take a nap for? Let's see. Let's do a D10. 70 minutes. So that's what, an hour and 10 minutes. All right. He sleeps for 70 minutes, taking his nap. All right. So what do we do? Do we do anything while we're down here? Does anything happen? That's a good nap. Yes, that is a good nap. I think we just kind of chill. We exchange information. I tell them about my adventures, and they're impressed because they've stayed in this city the whole time. Like, really, you've been to the... Wait, who's that? Hetty. You've been to the... I forgot what the name of the city was. What's the name of the city? Asmodor. Thank you. Asmodor. You've been to Asmodor. I've heard that is a big place. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a very big place. I had to get directions from a bunch of swallows and an eagle, and I defeated a necromancer there too. He was just a kid though, who was, a student in school, and he got I don't know, he got found the wrong book in the library or something and thought necromancy was the way to get ahead in life, and I told him it wasn't. And yeah, that one was quite tricky. He was actually sacrificing a dwarf, and they're like, oh, a dwarf, a whole dwarf. How did he get a dwarf in? I don't know. I never asked him. He just, he had the dwarf. He had him tied up to the table and maybe sedated. I didn't ask him how he got the dwarf up there. I don't know. Yes, this realm is crawling with necromancer. My first adventure, I went to a necromancer's lair. Unfortunately, the necromancer was no longer there. We don't know what happened to him. I think I went there with my human companion at the time, Aster, and the elves, and I think they had defeated that necromancer before I got there. Because we just went to reclaim a fallen elf body. Anyway, so he wakes up. All right. All right, Morrow, I'm off to the market. Do you want anything? Morrow's like, no, maybe some cheese. Oh, you and your cheese. All right. I'll see if they have any fresh cheese. Can you call cheese fresh? It has to be aged, right? And he mutters to himself and heads out to the door and heads in to the market. All right, so we are going to get into the house. And getting, I mean, that's not a big deal. We can get in. Morrow knows the way in. I mean, he has his own like instead of a dog door, it's like just a bird door. He has his own bird door, and he's like, "Come on, follow me. Here we go." And so we go in, and let's see. We need to get him out of. We need to get Lucky. So we go in, I guess, and then we find the bird. Yes, he has a bird flap. Um, and like, hello, fellow Raven, we're here to save you. And the Raven, um, is just a young fledgling. Is like, oh my goodness, you're here to save me. Thank you. I was so worried. I thought they was really gonna sacrifice me. Um, So, yeah, he's in the bird cage, but now we need to get him out of the bird cage. So, let's see. So I asked Morrow, how do we open the cage? Oh, he's got a key around here somewhere. So, all right, we're gonna have to do a search. So let's search let's get that out of storytelling and get into like well, I mean, it's all storytelling really, but like the mechanics. So we need to do a search to find the key. All right, difficulty is going to be a 3. That should be no problem. We have a +2 to search. We got a jack. All right, we find the key. So we put the comb down on one of the work tables, and we find the key. And now we need to use tool to use the key. Ooh, okay. We don't have our rogue's toolkit to give us advantage on that, but we still have a +3 to use tool. So let's see. Ooh, okay, that's a king. Ouch. Ah, all right. So that means we need a jack or better. We don't have authority. Okay. Use tool. Come on, cards, be good to me. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Need someone to carry all our crap? Well, I mean, we're a bird. We'll invent the bird backpack one of these days. Oh, wait. We have something that gives us 1 check with authority per hex. Let's just go ahead and use that. 9, 10, 11, 12. Still, okay, it's close enough. It takes us a while. It takes us 3 minutes to get the cage unlocked, but we get it unlocked because I don't want to say no. We need minions. Well, I think after we finish our adventures, we're gonna fly home to our hometown of I forget, Sylvania, and go back to Aster and tell her about our adventures, and then maybe we'll have her make us a backpack. Excuse me. All these voices. All right, so it takes us 3 minutes to unlock the cage. And now, so we freed Lucky. Oh, thank you. How could I ever repay you? It's like, well, we still need to like teach him the error of his ways. So when he comes back, we're gonna perform sort of a ritual scare thingy. Um, and teach him not to do that anymore. It's like, oh, okay, I can help with what do you need? And we're like, yeah, we're just gonna like do a song and dance and kind of thing, just the thing, just caw and flap your tail feathers and your wings and just follow our lead. And Hetty's like, Lucky's like, oh boy, this sounds exciting. And Hetty's like, I've never participated in an event like this. And Mara's like, oh, this is a lot better than trying to help him raise the dead. So, yeah. So we get ready. There's 4 of us, 2 ravens and 2 crows, and we kind of position ourselves in sort of a square, circle, 4 corners kind of thing. And we wait. And then he returns, and I've returned the key, and now I have the comb because we need the comb to defeat this guy. Alright, so we have the comb in hand, and he returns. And then we need to do a ritual. So we're going to do a dance because we have the comb. And, yeah. So, okay, he returns from market. And, we free Lucky. Caca. Alright, so we're going to do a ritual. And I'm going to dance because I'm carrying the comb, so I can't sing, but the other guys are going to sing. And we're going to do this with authority because we have friends and we're all working in this together. So our difficulty is going to be a 4. That's not bad. That's really good. I have a +2 to dance, and like I said, we're doing it with authority. So, oh, okay. I was like, we got an ace. That's a 1. But we got a 2 + 2 is 4, so we beat it. I mean, we met it, so we beat it. So, yeah. We do our 4 corners, and they do their singing, and I do my dancing, and somehow I like wave the comb in front of him, and he thinks that I'm uh the best. I just Does he have a heart attack? No. Darn. I was thinking, oh, all these birds flapping around and doing this ritual. Maybe he has a heart attack. And dies. I know that's sad, but yeah. So things get complicated. Heart attack. I'm trying to think. So how this comb. So let me look at what a comb does again, because I think it just makes you like appear. Oh, we made up our own thing. Like the comb in there and just says something about bad weather. Like the animator and Holy Grail. So what can we do? Can we Okay, here's the idea bubbling in my head. So he'd prepped everything for some sort of ritual to turn him into a were-raven. So there, I'm imagining we're in his space. There's some sort of sigil circle, magic circle on the ground, and us birds start performing our ritual. And can we perform a ritual to turn him into a were-raven? Yes! Yes! So we're doing our ritual. We're dancing around. I'll do it over here. Hopefully that doesn't get people dizzy. We're dancing around, we're doing our thing, and because we're doing it in the circle that he created to sacrifice the bird to make himself into a were-raven, we actually end up completing that objective, and we turn him into a were-raven. Or just we turn him into a raven. Maybe he's not a were-raven because it's not on the full moon. Maybe we just turn him into a raven. Who knows? But whatever happens, we do this ritual and he turns into a raven. And then he's like, what? 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 Oh! You did it! I'm a raven! Oh! Oh! Oh my goodness! And I didn't! Oh! Oh! And then now we're talking to him like, you shouldn't sacrifice animals of any kind for any reason. He's like, oh, no, sorry, I see the error of my ways. I'm going to be a good raven. Yes, yes. Ah, ah. And he's like, I can fly, and he starts flying around the room, and then he goes out the bird flap and flies off into the sunset. Happy, and Morrow's like, oh, I wonder if he got the cheese from the market. And Morrow flies down, and then they go and find the groceries, and we have a little feast of dinner of some bread and some sausage and some cheese. Um, But then Morrow's really sad because Morrow's like, well, now who's gonna get my cheese for me? Um, I I don't know what I'm gonna do now. There's no one here to take care of me. And Hetty's like, hey, brother, why don't you just come back with me? I live in this nice bell tower, and there's this tavern owner nearby, and gives me nice treats, some peanuts and things, and then there's this lady in the market who sneaks me some sausages now and then. You'll be fine. We'll make it. But who's gonna tend the garden? And they're like, oh, well, um, maybe we could stay here and tend the garden, and then I'll go to the market, and we'll get here, yeah. And Mara's like, oh, you would stay with me, brother, and I wouldn't be alone. So, Lucky and I say farewell to the brothers Crow, Morrow, and Hetty, end up living in the shack at the south end of town, tending the garden, eating the vegetables and the bugs, and going to market and getting sausages and cheese. And Lucky goes on his way, and I tell him to be careful, to watch out, maybe go out into the country where it's a little more peaceful. And that completes that objective. So we have defeated the necromancer. Yay! Alright, our final objective before returning home till Sylvania, right? Sylvania? I don't remember. Where did I say I started in? Sylvania, yes. The village of Sylvania. Before we have to get to the mayor. And yes, it is a very balanced diet. And then we have to return the comb to the mayor. So on the way here, Hetty had given us directions to the mayor's house. We flew by it and they pointed it out. So let's see. We can do a navigate check to find our way back. We got a 3. We have a +2 to navigate. We got a 12. We did. We found our way back. And yeah, we fly up, and the mayor's house is got a nice garden, and there's a fountain in the back, and he's out sitting on a bench. He's a very nice fellow. His name is Reginald. Reginald Goodfellow. And we come along, and we fly, and we land there in front of him, and he's an old halfling. Um and he's like, "Oh, hello, Raven. I've never seen you here before." And he has speak with animals because he can. And we're like, we hop over to him. Let's see, hop 6, just to make sure we can hop over there successfully, since we never do hop checks. We we land on the fountain, and we go to hop down, and then we land on the edge of the fountain then, and we have the comb in our hands, and we're trying to present it to him. He's like, "Oh, what's that you have there? Then come closer. Can't quite see it." And as we hop to land on the lower edge of the fountain, we like miss and slip into the fountain, and we're all wet and covered. He goes, "Oh, there, it's all right here." And he comes and fishes us out. And he's like, "Oh my goodness, you have the the place with the mini figures and the dollhouses." Yes. Uh, you have my comb. I've been looking everywhere for that. And we explained to him that some tavern owner had stolen it. I don't know how, but we found Joffrey, the tavern owner, and he's like, "Oh, Joffrey, my cousin Joffrey. He always was envious of me. Um, it's no wonder. Well, maybe I can do something to make Joffrey feel appreciated. I heard he had a row with his partner. Maybe I'll go talk to them, see if they can fix things up. But you, where are you from, my friend?" And so we tell Reginald our whole story. And he's like, "Oh my, what an adventure you've had." Um, well, I have a nice birdhouse out here, and he has sort of what like a like not like a chicken coop, but like it's a haven, like one of those things the pigeons, what is it called? An aviary. He has an aviary out in the garden, and he welcomes any birds who are flying by in the neighborhood. And he has a few birds of his own, a couple pigeons, a couple crows, and some ravens. And it's like, please stay with us for a day or two, and rest up. Yeah, we do. Don't worry. I'm not gonna question anything. I'm just going with the story. The story is driving itself at this point. Um, and so we rest up. Are we injured? No, we're not injured. We rest up. He brings food, and it's one of those, the people who like feed the crows, they bring out the scrambled eggs and the peanuts and the sausage, and yeah, free food and board for a couple days. We rest up, and then yeah, after how many days do we stay? We stay 2 days. So we stay for 2 days. Big aviary in the garden. And we stay there for 2 days, resting up. And then finally we thank the mayor uh, for all his kindness. And we head back home. And I will do one fly check, but we're gonna like do it like, kind of time lapse because we're wrapping up. We've successfully completed all our objectives. We have to come back to this place sometime. Yes. This world is not over. I mean, I still have to become an old crow, but we're gonna fly home to Sylvania. So we're gonna do it in John's. So we're gonna fly. Oop, that's the wrong thing. Hold on. I thought I was on my token. There we go. We're gonna fly from here to here, and let's do an objective in flight. 6. 6. An event in flight. You're hungry. Of course we are. Land and search for food. Alright, we can do that really quick. Search. Easy king. Oh no, search. It takes us a few hours to find food, but we do. We find food and we rest. And it's probably a couple days journey, so we're gonna become an amateur necromancer. Yeah. All right, and then we're gonna fly a couple more days. We'll go to here. 6. Anything exciting? A headwind slows you down. Oh no, so we have to spend a little bit of time here. So we'll say that's we've done 3 days so far, and then finally we fly home and we meet up with Aster, our druid companion, and we tell her about all the adventures we've been on and all the experience we've gained. And we tell her about the need for a raven or a bird backpack, and she's like, "Oh, that's an interesting idea. I hadn't thought of that before. Maybe we make it a front pouch. That way you can wear it on your belly, and then when you find things, you can use your beak to put them in the pouch." And we're like, "Oh, brilliant, brilliant." And so Aster sets out about making us a bag. A bird bag that will hold one item to wear on our belly. So that next time we can add +1 inventory space. Make a note up here. Objects carried. We can now carry 3. We still have our tooth, but the flap sack. I like it. The flap sack. All right, so that wraps up Giselle's adventures in this land. That means y'all have to help me decide what we're going to do next. Actually, I know what we're going to do next. Next week, I think I'm going to try a 1-page dungeon crawl. So it is a 1-page dungeon for a solo player that we're gonna give it a shot, see what it's like. In the meantime, you guys can leave comments in the VOD, or I will try and remember to put a poll up in the community page. asking what we should do next. I have a solo vampire story we could do. I have a solo Dungeons and Dragons adventure. I think those are the only solo games I have at the moment. So vampires or Dungeons and Dragons. And if I find I have some other option, I will let you know. But that is going to do it for today. I'm ready to hydrate, rest my voice, because that was a lot of voices. And I've had fun in Be Like a Crow. I think it would be fun. I'm going to try and pick up some of the other games. There are expansions of this that use the same mechanics, but like there's a Cthulhu, there's Wild West, there are some other things. But yeah, let me double check my calendar really quick before we go away to make sure that there will be a stream next Wednesday. No, there will not be a stream next Wednesday because I am watching some elderly pups. So there will not be a stream next Wednesday. There will be one. The next stream will be on August 5th. And we'll be doing a dungeon, one-page dungeon crawl. But keep your eyes out. I might decide to do something in between, but I can't say for sure. But yeah, if you have any feedback, like I said, leave it down in the comment section of the VOD. Otherwise, wait for a poll in the community tab. But I know for sure I have a vampire story, and I have a Dungeons and Dragons solo adventure. I feel like I have more options, but I can't think of them at the moment. So those are the two options we have right now: vampires or Dungeons and Dragons. And anyway, I hope you are all doing well. I hope it is cool in your part of the world. If not, stay cool, stay hydrated, take care of yourselves, and spread a little love. I'll see you on August 5th. Or you'll probably see me before then in videos. But live streaming August 5th. Take care. Bye bye.